Okay, so I'll start with the Community Resource Centre first and work my way backwards. The Community Resource Centre, or the CRC, has incorporated a number of sustainable measures into the building. These include things like the thick glass, which is tinted and has a number of layers to it to reduce the amount of heating or cooling that's required in the building while maximising the amount of sunlight that goes through. We've also included solar panels, and we're looking at wind generator options as well. We have things like rainwater recycling and water-wise gardens surrounding the building, and all of that contributes to the building over the total running costs and therefore the cost of life for the building. A lot of the tenants that are going into that building are smaller community groups, and so the more we can minimise their costs, the better off they'll be in the long run. The Busselton and Dunsborough foreshores have a number of sustainable measures incorporated into them, both through the selection of plants, which would be mainly native plants, a lot of mulch, a lot of underground irrigation. And we've even had a look at things like the Dunsborough foreshore, for example. The toilet block down there doesn't have any electricity running to it at all. It completely runs off solar panels, so that we're not actually feeding, or the cost of or the ongoing running costs of the toilet block are minimised through not having to pay for electricity and things. We've also incorporated wind and solar generators down on both foreshores, so that, and what they do is they both have solar film which is wrapped around the pole, which stops the pole from shaking around because they're so close in a coastal environment. And we also have the wind generators on top of those. We've also included LED lights to go with those poles and solar bollards as well. So that's some of the sustainability measures that we're looking at incorporating into those projects. I think it was a mixture of both. I know that most staff members are very keen nowadays to see a lot of these sustainable implementation of the projects, and councillors are starting to come around to the fact that it might cost more in a very short term, but the ongoing running costs of those projects, if you have the more sustainable items, are going to be, there's a definite cost benefit analysis to the Shire in the positive, so that the Shire will actually be paying less in the long run over the whole life of the project. I think that because we're actually doing this over a broad range of projects, so the sustainable principles and practices have been incorporated in both our buildings and our foreshores. We're sort of not setting new benchmarks or not just doing it for the flagship projects, but I think that there's been a real shift in thinking in both the community, the councillors and staff alike, so that we are starting to see a lot more of these sustainable principles come into all of our projects from now on.